I know I'm not supposed to be here, but this is my parents' home.
I know the feeling.
And they just they got canceled from their fire insurance. So they're dealing with this. They're 90 years old. And through the state of California, because of this, they're 90 years old. They've lived in this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance, and these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance. So thank you, California insurance companies, supporting residents who pay taxes and love California. And they wonder why people leave California.
Well, if you haven't heard a scene by now, Los Angeles, the city of homeless angels, is up in flames.
Flying right over that thing. The whole entire hills are on fire. Holy shit.
Sodom and Gomorrah has burned all the way down to the ground, as the local residents profess on national TV.
Yes, I can hear you. So the family with the poor little girl who was...
Fire happening right now.
Say that again?
Why is there a fire happening right now?
There are multiple fires that are taking place.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the news though. You're supposed to know.
Well, I don't know how it started. We don't know how it started. There, you know,
I think
winds.
it's all the gay people in LA.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
We got the
unacceptable. Gina,
And that was hilarious, by the way. But this should be career ending for Gavin Newsom and that woke African pride Karen Bass, as their policies and their leadership has completely failed those people. Their constituents that keep voting them in, which is a cognitive dissonance where their brain is at war to keep voting Democrat. But that's another discussion. We'll digress on that. But if you haven't been keeping up, Los Angeles, the city of homeless angels, is up in flames, and it's just wildfires everywhere. And it's so out of control that the firefighters, they don't have enough resources. They don't have enough things like water to be able to fight and combat these fires. But the city has completely went mayhem. It is Gothic City. Where is Batman to come and save the day? Law enforcement is not around because they're too busy trying to control other things, to the point where now citizens are doing citizen arrests on locals that are purposefully doing arsenal and trying to burn down homes and to continue the flames. It's so off the chain and bad. Now they had to do martial law and send in National Guard. Just to stop the looting and the stealing of people's property, because the locals had to either evacuate or they lost everything.
As I was getting my whole family out, all you have in your mind is just you're in survival mode at that point. I saw men coming into our neighborhoods. Police confirmed it. She had this to say. Take a listen.
It was wild. We just started seeing all these cars pull up, doors open, and groups of men running up our street, going up to the doors of these houses. And we weren't sure what was going on. I'm thinking, are these people here to help my neighbors? I hope so. And I left, and then my husband talked to the police and said, what are those guys doing? These guys don't live here, get them out. My next door neighbor said, his quote, there were like 100 people that came up on scooters and were trying to get into any and all houses on the street.
This is career ending for Gavin Newsom and that wokester, African Pride Karen Bass. And once again, Trump was right. 4 months ago, Trump was in LA County telling people why California needs water to run through the state.
And you have so much water, and all those fields that are right now barren, the farmers would have all the water they needed. And you could revert water up into the hills where you have all the dead forests, where the forests are so brittle. Because no place is like California. I go to Austria. The head of Austria tells me, we have trees that are much more flammable than what you have in California. We never have forest fires because they maintain their forests. And you have all that water that could be used as water, what they call water flow, where where the land would be damp. And you'd stop many of these horrible fires that are costing billions and billions of dollars by the federal government, etc. So one thing I'm going to do for California, vote for me, California. I'm going to give you safety. I'm going to give you a great border. And I'm going to give you more water than almost anybody has. And the farmers up north are going to be able to use 100% of their land, not 1% of their land.
3 months ago, he was on Joe Rogan's show saying the same thing, that California environmentalists and wokesters and liberal leftist bat shit wing jokers fought on them getting rid of the brush and cleaning up the wooded area so that it can help prevent an outburst flame like it's doing now.
They said, we have no water. I said, do you have a drought? No, we don't have a drought. I said, why don't you have no water? Because the water isn't allowed to flow down. It's got a natural flow from Canada all the way up north. Water, more water than they could ever use. And in order to protect a tiny little fish, the water up north gets routed into the Pacific Ocean. Millions and millions of gallons of water gets poured. I could have water for all of that land. Water for your forests. Your forests are dry as a bone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Dangerous.
That water could be routed. You could have everything. Oh, not only dangerous, billions of dollars a year they spend on forest fires. And, there's a case with the environment. They're not allowed to rake their forests because you're not allowed to touch it. And all they have to do is clean their forest, meaning rake it up, get rid of the leaves, get rid of, leaves that are sitting there for 5 years. And
we'll certainly get rid of the dead fall.
And get rid of the trees that have fallen.
Yeah.
So to me, this should be career ending. The video that I want to talk about today is a video that is going viral of a woman that was being interviewed by Sky News that completely broke away and seen Gavin Newsom and ran his ass down. And like the coward he was, he tried to run. And she's just one of many of the people in the area that lost everything, lost the school that their kids went to. And she's pleading for what's resources, what can be done? What can you do to help us? Anything. But Gavin Newsom, as any other politician that we're so used to, seems so unentertained, so not interested, and pretty much is just cosplaying and blowing the woman off. Play the clip.
Governor, you got a second? Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids losing the school.
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
to
everything
fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally. You know that.
I literally.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see the. Do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it.
What a lying crock of shit. First, he told the woman that he was on the phone with the president. And then as time goes on her pleading, he says, oh, I can't find a signal. This guy was so uninterested in actually listening and taking the time to hear what this woman has to say. His constituent that probably voted his ass in. And you know what? I truly, truly feel her pain. I really do. But I have no sympathy for them because they completely ignored all of our warnings about voting for Democrats, but yet they continue to keep voting for Democrats. I don't want to make it political, but it is what it is. Their policies failed them, and obviously Gavin Newsom and that woke African pride, Ghana traveling ass Karen Bass failed them.
We call for the immediate recall of Mayor Karen Bass due to her gross mismanagement and failure to effectively respond to the devastating 2020 fires. In the wake of these catastrophic fires, our city has been left in crisis. Water supplies have been severely strained. Billions of taxpayer dollars have been misallocated or left unaccounted for, and countless lives have been lost. Families have been displaced, homes destroyed, livelihoods shattered, yet Mayor Bass has been absent from the front lines, choosing to travel abroad while her constituents suffer. Despite the tireless efforts of our first responders, the city has been woefully unprepared to ensure the safety and well-being of its residents. Basic resources such as water and emergency services have been inadequate, and leadership has been nowhere to be found when it was needed most. We demand the immediate resignation of Mayor Karen Bass due to her failure to lead during this unprecedented crisis. It goes on. I'm signing the petition right now during the commercial break, and let's put a link on our website for it because I think everybody, it's not only for residents of LA.
The whole entire state of California, which is Democrat, failed him. And at this point, there's so much red tape that all these blue voters, they're going to probably flip and turn red. And I would love to see California, for the first time in a long time, completely go red. Because I think at some point, people got to get tired about it. But that's just wishful thinking. Maybe in a dream, maybe in another lifetime. I don't know, maybe it will happen. I just feel really sorry for these people. And it reminds me of the police chief. I mean, not the police chief, the fire department chief, when she was being interviewed and the interviewer kept pressing her that, did they fail you? Did they fail the fire department? And she reluctantly and very frustratingly said yes.
Period. Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city? It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community. Did they fail you? That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs. Did they fail you? Yes.
Just an overall colossal screw up, bad leadership policy, and it's just so many people's lives are going to be affected by this. So many people have lost it all, and they're going to have to rebuild. They're going to have to rebuild from nothing. And my heart goes out to them, and I pray for them. And hopefully they learn in the next election cycle, we can really make change and start getting things together out there in the city of homeless angels, Los Angeles, California. But I don't want to make the video long. I added a lot of clips in this video. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I only do mean tweet commentary. Everybody else that's been supporting me, thank you so much. You've elevated my voice to where it is today. I'm going to continue to keep putting out these videos more consistently as time goes. But I want to know what your thoughts are on it. I want to know how you feel. Do you think that he should resign? Everybody and their mama's calling for him to resign. Do you think that Karen Bass, the pro-black African pride wokester Karen Bass, should she resign? Did they fail? Is this just we hyping it up and it's not as bad as we think it is and it's not necessarily from failed policy? I want to know what your thoughts are. And as always, with this video ending, it's your boy, Craig Long, 45. You can't make this shit up. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, wait.